So this video explains about the right click, and that's because the right click is so incredibly useful. So we right click on something, like this chart, and we get this pop-up menu. This pop-up menu allows you to do many things very quickly and easily. So right at the top, there's something very important, which is a way of getting help on the thing we right-clicked on, whether it's a chart or a table. This contains various kinds of help and links to other help pages. We really take advantage of that. This lets us get to the data entry screen, either for the primary, which is the name in red over here, or the native 2, which is the name in blue over here. This gives us quick access to choices and options, though it's usually faster just to left click on something on the screen. And if you have a little bit larger screen, I'm doing this in a small format, but if you have a larger screen, then you'll see a bunch of buttons over here, and this gives you access to many things very quickly. But here in the right click are all the same items. You just select same as buttons. You can get to the printed page designer, which is a place we can design nice printouts. You can go to print, you can go to the page wizard, and please watch the little video on the page wizard, and then you'll understand about the grid. Here we can switch the grid on and off, which is a very quick and easy way for doing our layouts. Here we can save the nice layouts we created. Here we can pop up the time change bar, and this is the time change bar. So it says time change for name. That means whichever of these names is in brackets. So here we see it's Prince William. And this means that we're using this for rectification. For example, we wanted to find out if he might have actually been born a few minutes earlier or later. We can play with his time using these buttons, and everything on screen will update. Suppose you wanted to work with the transits. So we can click on this name here. We don't have to get rid of this. We can leave this up and we just click here. And now we see that the transit chart, which we loaded, is in brackets. And so when we're clicking here, then the date we can move the date around. And if we have transit charts on the screen, then we'll see those updating. Or if we have a bi-wheel, we can see that. So this is very handy. So that's the list. That's the time change bar. If we have a transit chart up and we select here, then it'll keep updating as the time passes, which is kind of neat. Then we can add natives from lists. So here's a little dialogue, and it lets us choose a particular list. In another video, we selected a group of royalty. So suppose we want to select someone from this list. Suppose we want to put Prince William's mother as the secondary or native 2 chart. We just click here. The little beep tells us that something happened, and the name appears here. If we select here, then nothing will happen up here because we're loading the chart into the main screen. We can use it, but it'll be not mentioned because this is primary and native 2, and then it's sort of like native 3. For example, we put up Queen Elizabeth, and we'll find that her name is now listed here under the native menu, and we can also get at it from the right click. So if we wanted to make this her chart, we wouldn't have to change these. We can just right click, and then we say select native for this, and we go down here, and then we see that the color changes to green. It's not blue or red anymore, and this is the chart for the Queen. And if you want to change it back to Prince William, we can just select here. So that's very convenient. This is how we can have many different people's charts on screen at once. You just add the chart from that list and then select it. Right click and select it. So we can pop up the astromap. We can switch the titles. So for example, we switch the title. It has the person's name and a beginning and ending, and everywhere we see the name. Otherwise we would have the description, what kind of table or chart it is. And this is very handy if we have, like I said, if we had, all the royalty on the, we have Prince William's chart, Prince Diana's chart, with the Queen's chart. So then we could have all these charts on screen, and switching the titles to the names of the persons means that we can't get confused about whose chart it is. So this is the custom yoga search, Panchang report. These things are, for example, under reports or special menus, help. Okay. Now we can select different global color schemes. So the global means it'll be applied to all the pages. Or we can do just this page, or we can do just this chart. We can make the page transparent or just the thing we clicked on. We can change all the charts on the page to something else. We can select the native for the item we clicked on. We can just switch it to the other one. So this is a very fast way of switching between natives, which when we're laying out a page with various different natives, you'll find very handy. And we can swap the two over. So suppose we have a page that's all dedicated to the primary chart. We're looking at Prince William's chart. Then we can just select this item. Then everything on the page will swap over. So it's everything's Princess of Wales, except for this one, which was pointed at the other one. So if you try this, I think you'll find it very handy when you're working with two charts. And two charts is common because one of them may be a transit chart. So we look at the natal chart, then we want to see the transit chart like that. So this is explained in the charts video. Have a look at that. And we also mentioned there about aspect lines. And here you can, with the right click, narrow or widen the orbs for aspect lines. Pop-ups, one of the reports. This is various things about printing, and this includes, we can change the margins. We can switch between pages, layout pages. Now this is very handy, you can copy something. So you right-click on a chart, and you can copy it as a bitmap, or you can copy it as a vector file. Vector files are good for pasting into, say, Microsoft Word or Word Perfect for publishing, because they print out very nicely, much better than image. But if we want to send somebody an email, it's better to use an image usually. And we can do it from here. We can select, right-click on something, and we can email it straight from here. So the email, it'll bring up our default email client, whatever you're using. You have to have something like Microsoft Outlook set up, and then it'll just bring it up, and you put in the person's email address and off it goes. And this is very handy. Click this, and we can get rid of the chart.